Hello. Today I am going to talk about timeouts. So what are the cases where we need timeout and how we can implement timeout? So let's take a scenario. Let's say this is our Go program, and in this Go program we have some Go routines, and these Go routines accesses some external services. For example, this is some external service. We get some data from this service in a JSON format, let's say, and this is an external service 1, and we may have some other services which are the same services, and we might call these services to get some data, and we can get JSON format or any other format. It can be JSON, XML, or whatever. Now there are cases where some of the services is down, or suppose this service is down. So if we try to access this service, let's say this is service 3, if we try to access service 3, we might not get the response, and maybe it would take 10 seconds to get a timeout. So what we want to do is we want a specific time limit that if any service doesn't respond within, let's say, 5 seconds, then it means we will throw a timeout response, or we will show timeout to the user. So we will implement this with the help of channels and select. So now we will try to implement this the timeout use case, and now let's write a function, and we will say func main, and today I'm going to write all the functions within the main function. So let's create a channel, let's say service 1. So the channel name is service 1. This is a service 1, and an external service, let's say external service 1 make, and let's say it's a string channel, and let me give a buffer of 1. It's a channel which will hold the data coming from the external service 1, right? And okay, now let's write an anonymous function. Let's write an anonymous Go routine actually. So I will say go func. So it's a Go routine. There is no name, it's anonymous. So I will now call it here. So first let me write the body. So I will say, let's say time dot sleep, and let's say 2 seconds, time dot second. So this is depicting like there is we are trying to connect to external service and trying to fetch some data. So for 2 seconds we are putting this Go routine into a sleep mode, and then we will push some data to the external service 1 channel. So I will say external service 1, and I'm going to push some message. Let's say data received from service 1. Okay, and now here I will call this Go function, Go routine. Now this Go routine will be executed in after 2 seconds. We will have some data in the external service 1 channel. Now let's try to execute this with select. So let's say select, and within select we have, let's say, case, and result. Let's say result is what we will try to now fetch data from the external service. So I will say external service. So I'm going to fetch the data from external service and put it in the result variable, and then let's just print it, print ln. Let's just simply print the result, right? And for case 2, let's say we have case 2 in which we want to implement the timeout here. So what we will try to do is we don't want to wait for 2 seconds. We just want to see if there is a result within 1 second. If there is no result within 1 second, we will time out this function. So this is to implement the timeout functionality and to show how the timeout would work. So I will say time dot after after one time dot second. So if after 1 second, if we don't have the result, what we will do, we will print fmt dot println. We will say timeout data external service 1 is not responding within 1 second. Okay, so what we are actually trying to do is we are trying to create a scenario where there is a timeout happening and we want to capture that timeout. So let's execute this and see what is the result. Let's save this first. Okay, so the timeout has occurred and now we have a message that external service is not responding within 1 second. And okay, so that's fine, that's good. Now what we can do is to make it a little bit more interesting, and so we can, so this is the timeout case. Now let's see the success case. In the successful case, what we can do is we can copy the same function, and let's say there is service 2. Let's create another service. Let me say this external service 2. So in this service, what I'm going to do is 2 seconds. That's fine. Now I will copy the select statements, and here I will put 2. Now in the select statement is 2. So I will get the information of, I will get the data from the external service 2, and now instead of waiting for 1 second, I will wait for 4 seconds. Now this time we will get the response within 2 seconds, and then we will have the data here, that data received from service 2. For the service 1, it will be the same timeout, but for the service 2, we will receive the data. Here it's also right, service 2. Okay, now save this and run this. Okay, for the first one, as we know already that external service is not responding, but for the second service, the data has been received because the time we set was 2 seconds and the timeout was after 4 seconds. So this is a simple implementation of timeout with the help of channels and select, and I hope this will be helpful for you. Thank you.